people talk about how they hate that movie so much, but those are the same people that live and die by Rotten Tomatoes. So you need to make up your mind.
That's right.
Either Rotten Tomatoes is not God, or you're an idiot for calling Spider-Man 1 bad.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Tank Talks. My name is Keith.
I'm Brandon.
This is of course Tank Talks. Brandon, how do you do today?
I'm good, just buckling up these sleeves.
Why are you doing that?
Because this is my costume.
What do you mean?
Because I'm a hero.
Are you a hero? Brandon, are you buttoning up those shirts so we don't see the Spidey suit underneath?
Maybe. I can't see myself close enough in these, so I'm wondering right now, do I look like the idiot? Maybe I need these sleeves done up.
No,
maybe my hat looks stupid.
Brandon,
you just don't know.
I will say your hat looks fine, and your your hat as far as a combo with the button-up, I don't know a lot of men who wear button-ups in hats.
Jesse James used to wear them.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine, as well as the sleeves on your sleeves, the cuffs are actually meant to be buttoned. So,
I think maybe if they're rolled down, then I can roll them up and get to business. But you can't get to business when they're rolled up.
When they're rolled up, is you're already getting to business.
Yeah, but you can't get more into business. If you're already in fourth gear, you can't go to fourth gear.
That's correct. Absolutely correct. We could end this tank talk right there after giving you those juicy truths, but instead, Brandon has more strong opinions for us to learn about. Now
it's time to get down to business.
Do you have a Spidey suit under there?
Oh man, I wish. We should have got Isaac to come here.
Yeah, we really should have. We have a buddy named Isaac who has a Spider-Man costume, and he cosplays a lot. He does some good things. He goes to the children's hospital and lets them have a good time.
His Instagram is
11th generation cosplay. So it's 11th generation cosplay, I believe.
You should give him a like. He's a really cool guy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, and he dresses up like Spider-Man and treats the kids to a happy time.
Or if you need Spider-Man to come to your party. Or the Doctor. Or Ace Ventura.
I don't think he can flip like Spider-Man.
What?
I don't think he can do the flips like Spider-Man can.
Oh, that's okay.
Speaking of, if you're big into Spider-Man, go over to Tank Media Games. I have a series of the full story mode and up to current on DLCs for the new Marvel Spider-Man game of me playing that.
It's interesting.
In the final episode, I cry a single tear. And that's the truth. But Brandon, tell us, what's up?
Keith, a couple of weeks ago, I walked into our living room in our apartment, and Caleb had a movie on, which he a lot of times does. A lot of times it ends up ruining my day, because I sit there for an hour and a half and I watch a movie I don't need to be watching.
Right.
Because I don't have time. Not that it's
not. Caleb doesn't
got no business watching that.
Caleb doesn't have any pornography blaring in the living room, hopefully.
But I walked in and it was Spider-Man 1.
Spider-Man 1.
The original. Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi's brainchild.
Yes. And I began watching it and I noticed that Green Goblin held up well. A lot of stuff in that movie did not hold up well. But Willem Dafoe held up really well.
Tell me what didn't hold up.
I just think it was kind of the, Tobey Maguire, as Spider-Man, just some of the stuff, it was kind of like it. I'm not going to say it was him, because it could have been writing, or it could have been, I don't know at that point if he was regarded as, this amazing because I think that he started getting acclaim when he did, Dreamland or something. It was some black and white show he did for, I believe, TNT.
Huh.
And I think that's when people started saying, oh, he's good. Or they might have hated. I think they liked him.
We don't know anything about Tobey Maguire, but
that didn't hold up well. There's kind of some of the cheesiness, but I think that comes with Spider-Man.
Well, yeah. He's all about the quip. Spider-Man's always going to be saying something silly. In the clip you showed me earlier, he refers to the Green Goblin as Gobby.
Also, we'll probably save it for another one. But one of spoilers, Mary Jane Watson's probably the real villain of the movie.
I don't remember why that is.
Another one.
Yeah, I don't remember why that is.
Develop that opinion.
Yeah, one of my favorites is how Woody is the villain of Toy Story. So we'll do why Mary Jane Watson is the villain of the Spider-Man universe.
So anyway, but just Willem Dafoe did such a great job as the Great Green Goblin. So I thought, man, I remember watching this and thinking it was good when I was a kid. Now I'm watching it and thinking, oh, this is good. So I started looking through online lists to see where he ranked. Because I'm like, oh, surely is probably top 5. Like, I don't know if he's Heath Ledger Joker.
Top 5 what?
Supervillains.
Okay.
Like live action supervillains. Started going on a list, and list after list, he wouldn't be in the top 10.
He's not on.
Some of them, they were the top 25, and he'd be like 22nd or 21st. And they would talk about how he was so great, and they wouldn't give a weakness. But they would just put him down there.
Sure.
And then they'd put other people above him. And I started trying to figure it out because I thought it doesn't make sense because the movie's got 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, which, by the way, people talk about how they hate that movie so much. But those are the same people that live and die by Rotten Tomatoes. So you need to make up your mind.
That's right.
Either Rotten Tomatoes is not God, or you're an idiot for calling Spider-Man 1 bad.
I just picture a meme now, like a Rotten Tomatoes screen coming from the sky, and then there's like people, maybe it appears in Rick and Morty or something like that, and people look up, behold, our God.
Well, it's just like you get fired up when you have people that are like, oh, I got Chick-fil-A's chicken. Like, there's just not another place like that. And that's how I feel about Rotten Tomatoes, because I know people that'll sit there and say, oh, I'm not going to watch that because Rotten Tomatoes says it's bad. And I was like, well, you're just that, like, that's someone's opinion. And there's a lot of movies on there that will be like 10%, but then like have like 90% for the audience. It's just like an Adam Sandler movie. I don't think he makes good movies, but I think if you're an Adam Sandler fan, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting there saying that movies like if you're saying his movies are 0%, so you're saying there's not even one joke.
I think the job of anyone who rates a movie, that job is difficult. To boil everything about a movie, whether it be acting, casting, directing, visuals, CGI, action, all that stuff, all the different things that make a movie, to boil it down to say good or bad, that's a difficult task. But Brandon, we're not here to talk about Rotten Tomatoes. We're not here to trash on them. We're here to talk about Willem Dafoe and his portrayal of the Green Goblin.
I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think that he is one of, if not the best, supervillains. Probably be best if you titled this video "Why the Green Goblin is the Best Villain." So maybe that'll get us more clicks if I argue that.
Okay.
But I also love Heath Ledger, so we'll just kind of like do that whole
Marvel villain.
Yeah, best. Oh, there you go. There you go.
So number 1.
Anyway, number 1, he's realistic. Like, he's got logic behind him. In the movies, it makes sense why he is wanting to harm these people. Like when he keeps Spider-Man alive, it makes sense why he wants him to be alive. Yeah, because he's like, oh, we could team up, we could be powerful. It's almost like he's like, I could kill you, Spider-Man, but I want to give you this opportunity. Then once he says no, he's like, I'm going to systematically destroy your life. Yeah. Then I'm going to kill you. Right. So it makes sense, like the logic behind him. And a lot of the villains, they don't have logic behind them. Like after this, I went and watched clips from The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah. One of my least favorite movies. Ooh. And I did, like, Bane, the whole time I'm like, well, why does he have to do this? Or like the one clip where you see like Bruce Wayne, they're in the prison and Bane's there. And you think, okay, so Bane flew halfway across the world, right, like just to sit there. So when he woke up, like, so he could sit there for like a couple hours, maybe days. Then Bruce Wayne wakes up, he's like, hey, you're gonna die here. I better get back to Gotham City. And then he leaves. And you're also just thinking, so at that time, no one thought, hey, let's rise up now that their leader isn't here.
Yeah, you're right.
Probably gonna see him leaving because he's leaving on the only airplane or whatever leaving Gotham City. You think, why is he keeping the police alive?
You're so right.
There's just so much. You're like, why is he doing this? It doesn't make any sense. Why Bane is doing all this stuff.
You're right.
Or how he could like almost kill Batman, but then Batman comes back and he's like, hey, I'm doing some training. Yeah. And now I can beat you because I believe in myself.
Yeah, it's like you broke my spine.
Like what defeated Bane was the power of positivity.
Joel Osteen, baby.
Number second, performance. Willem Dafoe, like as an actor class. In acting class, we talked about the transformation between
people will understand that reference.
Maybe, and as the like character. So we see people when they like become a character. So in this movie, you have Willem Dafoe becomes Norman Oswald.
Yeah, Osborn. Careful.
So you're able to see his trend, like how that's different from Willem. But then you get to see how whenever he is Norman or the Green Goblin, how he's completely different. So it's not just, it's a different voice. It's a different the way he carries his body.
Yeah.
It's a different way of like talking and all. So it's just cool to see performance-wise. Like if you're just a fan of movies, you think, oh, it's good. But if you're like an actor or anyone who's taking classes, you see so much of what you've learned being applied. And that's one thing I love is when I watch a TV show or movie and I think, oh man, I remember when I learned that in advanced acting. I remember when I learned that in acting 101. Like you can just clearly see that. So just the performance is there. Just a great performance. It's not a performance you'd sit there and think, it's bad dialogue or whatever. Because even if it's bad dialogue, he's making the most of it.
Right.
Or whatever.
I'm with you.
Number 3, and I think maybe the most important, is it feels like you are looking at the devil himself. And before this, I showed you a couple of clips where if you remember in Spider-Man 1, if not, you should go and watch it on YouTube. There's a scene where Spider-Man goes into a burning building to help a elderly woman, or who he believes to be an elderly woman.
Yeah.
And he goes and he hears the woman crying. And when he goes to help her, Green Goblin turns around and just is there, he screams. And you just see like that face of his. I remember as a kid that scared me. Even now, I knew it was coming, and it still kind of was like,
that's frightening.
I don't want to stare into that eyes.
Yeah, absolutely.
The scene where he goes and Aunt May's praying, and he goes and he's telling her to like finish off like the Lord's Prayer. Like it's just very frightening to see him. And even the final scene he's in, when he goes and takes off the mask, and he's like, "You need to help me. Like this suit, like it's been controlling me. Like this isn't me." And you see this all an act because he's pushing his like hoverboard to come like kill Spider-Man. So you're seeing like, he's just lying. He just manipulating.
And that's where Spider-Man lost like the eye of his suit and everything, right?
Yeah, and that's just
iconic look.
Like as a villain, there's so many people nowadays where I'm like, I appreciate what they're doing, or I'm like, oh man, they're actually I think the good guy. But in this movie, you're like, that's the devil. Like,
he's bad. I've been yawning, and I apologize for that. I'm not bored. I agree with you. I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but just for those clips that you've seen me, Willem Dafoe you've shown me. Willem Dafoe is an exceptional actor. I'd like to reveal my reference from earlier. If you've seen Boondock Saints, there is a scene where Willem Dafoe, who plays probably like some sort of transgender, or at least gender confused, maybe not confused, I don't know, I don't want to use the wrong word, but he's definitely maybe non-binary, kind of passes back and forth a little bit. He has a very weird demeanor. There's a scene where he's talking about how the Boondock Saints came in and shot up this like pornography house or whatever, and he points at all the doors, and there's like this slow motion shot where the scene passes back and forth, and he just looks really crazy while he's doing the finger gun. Like it's a very odd scene, and it really stuck with me. So hopefully you understood that reference earlier in the show.
Yeah, just I feel like I need to get this off of my chest.
I'm glad you did.
Because it pains me when the internet doesn't give credit where credit is due.
Because we do need to roll it back around to what we're doing here. The Green Goblin is a good Marvel villain, one of the best. B, internet. Lay off of Sam Raimi and his Spider-Mans, okay? Spider-Man 3 wasn't that good. Spider-Man went emo. Spider-Man 2 was good, right? Was real good. And it produced one of the best Spider-Man video games of all time, Spider-Man 2. I think we can all agree on that. One of the best. Only really trumped by the current one, I think. But yeah, internet. Brandon wants you to stop. You need to quit. Listen to what I said.
Well, I'll even pull that back a little bit. And if you want to hate Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, I'm okay with that. If you want to say that whole trilogy of movies sucked, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
But when people start attacking Willem Dafoe, because that's how I feel about Christopher Nolan's Batmans. I couldn't stand Batman Begins, hated Dark Knight Rises. But The Dark Knight I loved because of Heath Ledger's Joker. Sure. So to me, like, I can crap on a series, but I can also give credit where credit's due, and I can say, it's good. I think that even Tom Hardy as Bane, I don't think his performance was bad. It's just he was given crap to work with.
Brennan, do you know what can sometimes be crap?
What?
Tank drinks! Brandon, the thing I want most is your breath all over the top of the can.
What do you want, my breath, or do you want rat poison in your mouth?
Well, if those are my only two options, I'll take breath any day of the week. May I pull up?
This week we got some
Bubbly.
bubbly sparkling water. It's strawberry bubbly.
Strawberry bubbly. B-U-B-L-Y. Bubbly.
Here's to the next up. Is that 0 calories, 0 sugar? I think maybe 0 juice in it.
It is sparkling.
Yes.
It is sparkling water. It better have 0 calories. Brandon, let me tell you a little story about sparkling water. When Lizzie and I were on our honeymoon, and we were flying over from Amsterdam to Edinburgh in Scotland, from Amsterdam, the Netherlands or whatever, to Scotland, we were offered water on the aeroplane, and they say, "Would you like sparkling or flat water?" And I don't think Lizzie heard who it was, really heard, but she just said sparkling. And then she drank the sparkling water and she thought, "This is disgusting." And I reminded her that sparkling water is carbonated water. And there were people, it's far more common, I think, in Europe for people to just drink sparkling water. But now in America, we drink LaCroix and everything. So.
There's a woman it comes to Chick-fil-A, that's all she orders is carbonated water.
God, you can feel it bubble. Bubbly.
Yep, not a fan of that.
That is not good.
I don't even taste the strawberries.
It's like this can was put on a blind date with strawberries, but it like went past the restaurant and couldn't find it, and then the date ended up leaving, so they just kind of barely passed by one another.
You know when clowns have those like glass containers and they start spraying people? Like I feel like that's what it would taste like.
I can't like LaCroix. My brain is surprised. My brain when I smell it, my brain thinks, "Here comes the flavor, baby. Here comes the taste." And there's nothing. Let's see what this does. Yeah.
It's still
Yeah, it's nasty. All right, everybody. If you drink LaCroix, I don't understand how you do it. I don't understand how you drink LaCroix. I don't understand how you drink this flavored sparkling water with no flavor. But we don't really care for it. We're from the South. We like things sweet. We like our tea sweet. We like our Coke sweet. We like our water sweet. Everything. So, we hope that you've enjoyed this show. Please remember that Willem Dafoe is a great actor. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And do not ever forget, Brandon, how do we feel about our viewers?
We love them. We care about them deeply. We love them so much.
Close.
We love them a lot.
No, pretty close.
Great is the love we have for you.
We love you very much.